Wise warriors, let's get into it. I did a live stream last night, guys, and it didn't come out the way that it should have, and I was informed of that. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna get into what I got into from last night, right? So basically, what I did last night is what I'm about to do some of today, and I'm gonna continue some on Saturday. Phase two of becoming a wise warrior, right? See, the thing is this: you got plenty wise warriors out there, right? And for those wise warriors that we have out there, a lot of people just believe that you're only a wise warrior based off a few things, which is not accurate. First and foremost, you have wise warriors who have put in time when it came to the physical aspect that I talked about last night. And one of those physical attributes was recovering or surviving or going through something. You know what I mean? Like surviving and or going through something. Like for instance, right? You could be recovering from cancer. You could be recovering from a stroke, a heart attack. Just the mere fact that you was able to survive that and make it through that. That helps your journey in becoming a wise warrior. That helps that. Making it through that. Going through that. And it's not always or all the time just based off knowledge, intellect. That's one of the key ingredients. But the other key ingredient, wise warriors, is recovering from something physically, a sickness, a disease, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, lupus. It's so many various different ailments to have to recover from and or go through that helps us on our path and our journey of being a wise warrior that we ignore. But when you can recover from something physically, like a disease, that helps. See, a lot of people got to accept it's wise warriors that's not no longer with us, that have sacrificed, that have organ doned, that have gave up a liver, a kidney, a liver, a lung, blood. And again, they set a precedent. So shout out and salute to those wise warriors who have done that. Like that's appreciated. Those wise warriors have put in work. They set a precedent in regards to saying, okay, I'm going to organ donate. That's important. It's people out here that always need an organ or a body part. And those are the wise warriors on phase 2 that I'm giving the praise to. I take my hat off for. They could get sat at a table before me. That I give a moment of silence for. Because that's a part of phase 2. Going through or recovering or surviving or making it through, having any sort of sickness, living with any sort of sickness, and making it beyond that. Like I said, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, lupus, high blood pressure. It's a lot of diseases, wise warriors, that people have to make it through. And those are the wise warriors that set the precedent physically. And I get some of them aren't here. They still set a precedent, though, by organ donor. Wise warriors, there's a lot of people out here that say they need things, but they don't want to sacrifice. Those wise warriors have sacrificed by giving up organs. They also have set a precedent by staying strong mentally, let alone physically, by surviving cancer, by fighting off type 2 diabetes, by recovering from a stroke and or a heart attack. Some of those people might not want to share the story because they don't want to relive the trauma. But they survived. They made it through. That's phase 2 of being a wise warrior. Surviving through, making it. And not looking for a pat on the back or a round of applause for surviving. Just knowing what they face with and the adversity they got to go through. While I hear, wise warriors, how people need money for bills, for food, for a car, for clothes. Those things are important. However, wise warriors, when you start looking deep into it and you ask those people who need a liver, a kidney, or a lung, they wouldn't be concerned with their bills no more, that car note no more, that mortgage no more, clothes no more. Because needing that body part is strategically important. Needing that organ. It's hundreds of thousands of people waiting for an organ. It's hundreds of thousands of people waiting to get in the Gucci store every day, waiting to go to the club every day, waiting to go to the liquor store every day, working to impress other people, working to look good for other people. Meanwhile, salute to the wise warriors who survived cancer, who fought through diabetes, who fought through heart disease, who fought through liver disease, kidney disease. It's a bunch of other diseases and sicknesses in the world. Polio, glaucoma. So when I say, wise warriors, phase 2 is sickness. It's cancer. It's HIV is disease. I literally and logically mean that. I mean that. It ain't easy to get through that. It's not. So, wise warriors, we gonna hear a lot of stories that people have to survive a harsh upbringing, a harsh community due to violence. We not gonna never overlook that or those people. However, this is about the wise warriors that done been through phase 2 of surviving a sickness. And one thing I like about it, and I appreciate wholeheartedly and I respect, it don't have no age. You could be diagnosed with a disease at any age. You could be born that way. It don't have a gender. It don't have a nationality. When someone is sick, nobody's looking at their nationality no more. They want them to get healthy. Somebody need an organ. They're not saying, I don't want this organ because this person is white. And I'm Asian. I don't want this organ because this person is black and I'm Hispanic. They don't care. They care about getting healthy. They care about rehabilitating themselves. Also, wise warriors, another thing, the people who have survived alcohol abuse, drug abuse. That's another aspect of this thing physically, wise warriors. It's not just the sickness aspect of it, it's also drug addiction, alcohol addiction, prescription addiction. Those people, wise warriors, have set a precedent. They live in examples. And for the ones that have passed on, salute to them as well for putting in work and organ donating. That's important. Organ donor, giving up a kidney, giving up a lung, giving up a liver. That's how you sacrifice. That's what makes them a wise warrior, because they didn't think twice about it. They signed up for it. When a hospital or a doctor said, well, if something happened to you, would you want to donate your organs to somebody else that may need one? They signed up. First time they was asked. But you have some people that don't even want to give up a quarter or a dollar or help somebody out if they need a place to stay. They can't even get along with family members. They don't want to be at the job they at. That's why I said it's different. Wise warriors, some people gonna say they understand. They live through it. See, the difference is, though, wise warriors, the wise warriors that actually been through it, they got wounds. And they don't pick the scabs. They just look at it and let it heal. And the wounds remind them of what they've been through, where they came from, where they're going, how they're going to get there. That's why, wise warriors, the bottom of the ocean, top of the mountain, looking down at your old self, looking up at the new you. Looking down at your old self, looking up at the new you. It's not destined for everybody to see this vision, to get the point, to see the logic. Very few going to be able to do that. Very few are anointed to be a wise warrior. Because, see, I don't do this, wise warriors, because it sounds good or it feel good from an emotion perspective. No, it feel good psychologically to wake up every day and to be humble and to be thankful for a shower or a bath or a meal or a roof over my head. That's why I said every meal is a feast. We don't wait for Thanksgiving, wise warriors. Every meal is a feast. Every day we thankful. Every second we thankful. We don't take this thing here lightly. I'm not doing this for likes. I'm not doing this to be liked. I'm doing this because I'm a wise warrior. And it's time for us to now start rising. And we're not rising to push people down. We rising so we can uplift others, so we can encourage others, so they can understand that they're wise warriors. And they're going to be accepted. But phase two is not a simple thing. Because when you get mentally prepared for anything that can happen to you physically and to be sick or to get sick, and now you have to mentally prepare for that. Or you have to put yourself in a position to be prepared for a loved one. It ain't going to be simple. It ain't going to be easy. You might have to sacrifice time at your job, money out your account, space in your home or your house or your residence, time away from family, immediate family, your children, your husband, or your wife. You might have to spend time by that loved one's bedside. Build a relationship with the doctors and or the nurses and or the surgeons, or be ready to be visiting a facility or aftercare facility or rehab facility. So phase two, wise warriors, ain't gonna be for everybody. And for those who might be like, well, how you get to phase two? Go check out phase one. See, I'm not done with phase one, and I just begun with phase two because I'm gonna do them all in brackets. So I'm gonna go back on phase one. I just wanted to get on phase two because I did some of it last night and I was told that it was a lot of glitching throughout the video. And I'm thankful for that because that solidifies that we rising. That solidifies that I'm doing the work that needs to be done for the wise warriors out there. See, it's one thing to say you survive violence. It's another thing to say you survived cancer. You survived a stroke. You survived a heart attack. And you're still thriving. Every day is important. Big difference. And you loving the fact that you did survive that and you made it through. Big difference. And that's important. That's important. Because you're going to get that from time to time. You're going to get that. It's not going to be simple. It's not going to be easy. But what I always say, wise warriors, it's worth it. It's worth it. Don't let them tell you otherwise. Don't let them tell you otherwise. It's worth it. See, another thing is also when you start to get focused and you pay attention, wise warrior, to what matters, you start to see none of those other things never mattered anyway. The clothes, the cars, the jewelry, can't take it with you. See, when you get sick or you have to really become a fighter when it comes to disease, the other things start to mean less and less to you because you just worrying about surviving. Those are the wise warriors that I appreciate, that set a precedent and led by example when it came to phase 2 of surviving through sickness. If it's not themselves, a loved one. When you got to go through treatment for cancer, HIV, a heart attack, a stroke, they don't want to be on medication no more. They tired of being in the hospital. They tired of listening to doctors. But they're a wise warrior because they're going to keep the fight going. They're going to keep the fight going. And that's what it's about. Not giving up on yourself. Uplifting yourself. See, it's easy for people to say what they will do, but it's a big difference when they just get it done. I'll be there, I'll help, I'll sacrifice. And now that they see they probably can't have that time they had to just scroll the internet, to just be on social media. That's why I'm not on it anyway. So I'm already in position to transition should myself, first and foremost, get any news about something's wrong with me physically. I ain't got to be like, man, I got to worry about Facebook. I got to worry about Instagram. No, I don't. I wasn't on it anyway. Or I had to sacrifice for a loved one. I'm literally and logically be ready to put in the time if I got to sit by the bed in the hospital, go up to a rehabilitation center, if I got to talk to doctors, nurses, a surgeon. That's what I mean when I say wise warriors. Mentally, you prepared, spiritually, you prepared, and physically, you prepared. Not a wise warrior because I survived things in a bad community or a bad neighborhood. That's typical now. That's regular. That's regular. I'm talking about riding something out when somebody is in a catastrophic situation and they don't know what's going to happen. The doctors can't tell you what's going to happen. Just got to ride it out. And you can't think about a reward. Can't think about telling a story like, I survived shootouts. I used to be in trap houses. Okay. And I'm not downplaying that. That's not the same as surviving cancer, though. That's not the same as recovering from a stroke, though. That's not the same as getting your diet together if you've been told you got high blood pressure, hypertension, high cholesterol, and you could have been eating right, could have been doing everything right. It just happened. Some people born with diseases. And they grow up and adjust and adapt and be living life and don't let that hold them back. So when I hear the government holding people back, nationality holding people back, gender holding people back, a community holding people back, I'm not mad at it. That's why I don't look down on it. But I've seen people have other things that totally had nothing to do with them, and it didn't hold them back. And it didn't hold them back. And I appreciate that as becoming a wise warrior. That's why I look down at the old me and I look up at the new me. I look down at the old me and look up at the new me. Because, like I always continuously say, the things that I see and I pay attention to, others won't be able to see. Because I'm analyzation. I do things like that. I appreciate the education. I appreciate meditation, solitude, peace of mind. Can't worry about what the naysayers going to say. Let them say it. You're not saying it about yourself. That's the point. You're not saying it to yourself. That's the point. I'm listening to the voice from within. See, wise warriors, the more and more you get in tune with yourself, the less and less you be in tune with others. And that's what's going on. Shout out to all the cancer survivors. Salute to all the people who had to reverse type 2 diabetes. Shout out to the people who living with lupus, glaucoma, because their life ain't like somebody who may say, I had to survive poverty. That ain't the same. There's nothing wrong with that person that don't want to be in poverty no more. But it ain't the same as a person who survived cancer. It's not the same as a person who had to rehabilitate from a stroke, from a heart attack. See, some people probably could share your pain, but you're the only one that could bask in the glory of getting back healthy again. So now you appreciate a meal being prepared for you or with you. You appreciate having a roof over your head. You appreciate having a vehicle. You appreciate having clothes. You don't care if it's a name brand. You don't care if it's a fancy luxury vehicle. You're just thankful you got a vehicle. Do you want more? Do you want better? Of course. But you appreciate having a job or a career and or a position. You appreciate life every single day. Because once you survive something like that, you don't take it for granted any longer. See, some people survive those other things. And they start to slip back in the mind state of forgetting how precious this thing called life is. And I'm humbled and honored as a wise warrior to say, I don't do that. Nothing's guaranteed, nothing's certified. This thing called life ain't perfect. So I'm going to ride it till my wheels fall off. And when my wheels fall off, it ain't nobody's fault though. When my wheels break down, it ain't nobody's fault though. But I'm gonna do everything I can to look to repair those wheels. I might not like the mechanic. I might not like the auto shop, but I gotta go. And I gotta let them do the best job they could do to look to fix these wheels when they give out or when they break down. And see wise warriors analyze that don't matter no more. Gender don't matter when you sick. Nationality don't matter when you sick. If you need that liver, you don't care who give it to you. You need that kidney, you don't care who give it to you. You don't care if it come from a woman and you're a man. You don't care if it come from a man and you're a woman. You need it. You need it. That's what's important. You're like, man, I need that. Let me get that. I need that. Let me get that. Because now you're thinking about surviving and thriving and making it to see another day. That's what's important. That's what it's about. Anything else don't mean nothing. So don't let people bait you in with a perspective that don't mean nothing when it's about surviving and thriving. Because any given moment, something could happen physically and you will never be the same again. So I don't take speaking, listening, eating, sleeping, walking, being able to touch, being able to feel. I don't take that for granted because any given second, it could be taken away. I don't have to see someone in a wheelchair and that make me recollect I could be in one. Nope. I recollect on that, period, point blank. Because it could happen. That could be me. And the thing is that mentally, I'm prepared for it. But a lot of people are not willing to adjust and adapt. Because they focus on other things that they need and want. Rightfully so. But is it important though? That's the thing. Is it important though? That's the thing. I want a better relationship. Somebody waiting for a kidney. You want to trade places with them? I'm tired of walking. I wish I had a carbs. They wish they had a liver. They wish they had a kidney. They wish they have to be on all this medication. They wish they have to deal with dialysis. My man get on my nerve. My woman get on my nerve. Man, these hospitals get on my nerve. I'm tired of these doctors. I'm tired of taking all these pills. I'm tired of being in here. That's why, wise warriors, I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful. For those who think this is a joke, go to a hospital when you got some free time and start looking at people whose lives are drastically different on a daily basis. Because or due to a sickness. Like I said, cancer, HIV, diabetes, glaucoma. So many things wrong with people. They got to be in a rehabilitation center for the rest of their life because they don't have a family member who could step in and step up and say, don't worry about it. You can stay here. I'll watch over you. I'll make sure you're okay. I'll make sure you're all right. And the people that's tending and fending for them, they don't even want to do it. They don't even want to do it. So this whole notion of people moaning and groaning about what they don't have, we all need more. We all could do better. Millionaires want to be billionaires. People that's broke want to be millionaires. Money means nothing if you're not healthy. A big house means nothing. You're not healthy. Cars mean nothing. You're not healthy. A better man mean nothing. You're not healthy. Better woman mean nothing. You're not healthy. Means nothing. You're not healthy. I get it. Just gonna get the money, and the money gonna make you healthy. The money gonna make your heart pump better. The money gonna help you out should you have cancer or should you have a stroke. The body don't lie. The body don't lie. So this materialism means nothing. Means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. So remember, wise warriors, surviving, making it through sickness and disease, or being for somebody when it's time for them to have to go through the steps, the surgery, the operations, the therapy, the medication. Because it could be all that could go right, and then it's a side effect from that medication. Then what? Then what you say? Then what you do? It's important. It matters. It matters. Wise warriors, time to get focused. Got to be there for yourself. Any day you can be told something physically ain't right with you or possibly a loved one. Get focused. Be prepared. It matters. Salute and shout out to all the survivors of any sickness or any disease. Way to keep fighting. Way to stay encouraged. Way to stay motivated. You encourage me to be humble, to be grateful, to be thankful. Got me motivated. So I take nothing for granted. Nobody don't know what it's like until a doctor tell them they diagnosed with something. Now they're in uncharted territory. Now they're in uncharted territory. But in the meantime and in between time, I don't like this. I don't like that. This ain't right. That ain't right. Is your body right? Is your immune system right? Because disease don't got no feeling. Cancer don't care. A stroke don't care. Heart disease don't care. Liver disease don't care. Lung disease don't care. A disease ain't a person, it's a thing. It don't care. It's going to attack your immune system. It's going to attack your immune system and not care. That's what it's going to do. It ain't going to care. It ain't going to say, you know what? Jane Doe, John Doe been a good person. Leave them alone. Disease don't care. Don't care about age, gender, nationality. Don't care about that. See, the thing is, wise warriors, I know that's harsh, but it don't matter no more. It's just reality. Cancer don't care. It don't. See, people really care. That's what I appreciate. But why that means nothing to me? Because cancer doesn't. Cancer don't. Heart attack don't. Stroke don't. It never will. I appreciate that. It never will. It never will. And it don't have to. So people can make it seem as if they're only worrying about what they worried about. They're only concerned what they're concerned about. No problem. But when cancer come a knocking, heart attack come a knocking, a stroke come a knocking, let me see how that's dealt with. Let me see how that's dealt with. You got to be connected to machines. And now a doctor or doctors or a hospital or facility got to tend to offend you every day. Let's see your perspective stays the same about family, about money, about a car or cars or jewelry or sports or music or movies. You ain't going to care about none of that because cancer don't. Cancer don't care about the latest dances, TikTok trends, Facebook friends, Instagram followers. A stroke don't care about that. A heart attack don't care about that. But I get it. I get it. Live for the moment, right? Why should I be worried about that? I shouldn't be thinking about a heart attack. Why not? It can happen to anybody. I shouldn't be thinking about cancer. Anybody can be diagnosed with it, though. Anybody. The rapper you like, the singer you like, the billionaire you look up to, the woman you got, the man you with, the family members, babies, anybody. But I get it, though. I get it. It can't happen to you. Cancer won't get you. A stroke won't happen to you. High blood pressure won't get you. Diabetes won't get you. Nah, I got too many followers for that. Too many people like me for that. I'm lit on the gram. My Facebook popping. So cancer gonna just skip you. It ain't gonna touch your immune system. Diabetes won't get you. Nah, too good for that. I got too much money for that. I look too good. I got too much jewelry, too many cars, big house. You'll really see who love you then. You'll really see what you're worth then. That's why, wise warriors, I operate the way that I do. I move the way I move. That's why nationality means nothing to me. Gender means nothing to me. Because if you need a liver, you don't care who give it to you. You need a kidney, you don't care who give it to you. Don't matter then. Don't matter then. But go through something. Oh, they treated me like that because I'm white. They treated me like that because I'm black. They treated me like that because I'm Asian. They treated me like that because I'm Jewish. But need a transplant. That ain't gonna matter who give it to you no more. That ain't gonna matter no more. But when you go for a job and you don't get it, they ain't give it to you because of nationality, right? Okay. All right. Well, I seen people that I call wise warriors give people organs. And nationality ain't had nothing to do with it. Gender ain't had nothing to do with it. Money ain't had nothing to do with it. Popularity had nothing to do with it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble, YouTube, they had nothing to do with it. They're a wise warrior because they sacrificed, they gave it up. And they ain't think twice about it either. They didn't say, man, I ain't giving up my kidney. Man, I'm good. They like, nah, I got to give up an organ, no problem. That's a wise warrior. They sacrificed it. They ain't thinking twice. But those people don't get the love and respect they deserve. Oh, I get it. Because they ain't got 200 million people saying they somebody. But they saved a life, literally. They literally saved the life by giving up that kidney. They logically did that, though. They did that. But where they praise at? Where they 1 million followers at? Why people ain't singing they praise every day, all day? But it's me when I say I ain't into celebrities. I ain't worried about that. Because I'm going through something. I want a celebrity to give me a kidney. I want them to give me a lung. I don't want them to give me a shout out. Nah. I don't want them to give me no money. Give me an organ. Donate some blood when I need it. Do that. I don't want no food. I don't want no clothes. Donate something. They ain't going to do that. But I'm supposed to be worried about them though, right? Nah, I'm good. Wise warriors, we ain't sweating that. We ain't sweating it. It means nothing. It means nothing. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to worry about it. I lead by example. I lead by example. I'm not going through that. I'm not dealing with that. That's how it goes. So this whole notion of I got to do what everybody else. I'm doing what I'm ordained to do. I'm ordained to do this. I'm ordained to do this. This is my journey. This is my path to ignite the wise warriors. To start that fire for the wise warriors. It's billions of people on this planet. Maybe it's 1,000,000 wise warriors. Some of them don't even know they was ordained to be wise warriors yet because they still in training. Some of the other wise warriors actually in combat. And I don't mean violently. I mean spiritually. I mean mentally, psychologically. They mentally in combat because they fighting with their own mind every day. They fighting with their own spirit every day. And that's what I'm here for. They got to stop fighting for others and start fighting for themselves. Stop fighting against themselves and start fighting with themselves. To be stronger, to do better, to know more, to have more. And I don't even mean money. Health is wealth. Knowledge is power. Power is purpose. They ain't focused on jump. They focus on the journey. They ain't gossiping, they grinding. They ain't clowning, they climbing. I'm going to say that again. They're not clowning, they climbing. They ain't hating, they healing. When they're not healing, they helping. They not hurting, they helping. They focus. They see what needs to be done and getting it done. Holding themselves accountable for what they know they need to work on and get better at and do better with. Wise warriors, it's our time. Like I said, I'll be tapping back in on Saturday with a full live stream about this. I did it last night, but I was aware that it didn't come out right. There was a lot of glitching. And that's due to the Matrix know that we ain't in the Matrix no more. So trust me, wise warriors, I'm going to tap back in on Saturday. We going to do a full live stream about it. Have that doorbell on. Make sure you subscribe. So when I do that live, we tune in. And that seatbelt is strapped on. Because remember, we brace ourselves and pace ourselves. And we treat ourselves, not cheat ourselves. We treat ourselves, not cheat ourselves. That's what we do. That's what we do. Stay focused. Self-accountability, self-awareness, self-respect, self-control, self-love. self discipline, self esteem, self confidence. While they talk, we train. While they blame, we maintain. While they criticize, we realize. Wise warriors, we here. We ain't going nowhere. We gonna be here for the duration. Make sure you guys sub up. Because like I said, I'll be back Saturday with this full broadcast. I just wanted to do this to let the wise warriors know that I got the memo. It was glitching. So that's why it's not up any longer. Because I don't want nobody to watch a video and it's glitching. Because you can't really get focused and in tune with the message when it's glitching. I get that. So Saturday, I'll be back. Full video, full version. Be ready. Be prepared. Be ready. Be prepared. Make sure, wise warriors, you share this with the other wise warriors. And don't forget Saturday. Also, before I shut it down, quick PSA. Email me for the one-on-one conversation, the healing experience. Make sure you check the email in the description. All right, wise warriors. So until next time, peace and power. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Peace, world.